one thing I want to understand is where do you see the first real commercial use cases emerging for agentic AI?
I think one of the strongest adoptions, if we see today, and the market trends are also speaking about it, is at the forefront of engineering. If you see the developer ecosystem overall in tech and non-tech industries per se, has significantly seen multiple X of ROI that has come through, right? I think I was reading a stat somewhere that 60 to 70% of highest large language model adoption is happening in engineering, and then that's how the larger models and the way they are releasing updates is also showing adoption. I think tech first disruption is where agentic AI is first leading, and then on top of that, I think then the layer 2 would be application level LLMs that would be coming in, and where companies like Pulse also are coming into picture, where they start adding more value on top of these open source systems that come through. But I think largely tech ecosystem is going to prevail very strongly, and within that, I think ecosystems where there are like the easiest ways of disruption that are available, whether it's engineering, whether it is customer success, or also in the second stage is going to be complex use cases also, where human decisions are needed to be intervened. But that's it. There's a lot of intelligent use cases also that can be automated full-fledgedly. I think these are the two places where I strongly see, I think, the disruption happening per se.
In the era of AI and misinformation, how do you build trust and reliability?
So I think fundamentally there are certain guardrails which companies have been following and which should continue to follow, right? For example, software companies or any companies that play around with data per se today have certain certifications they need to get in before they even start servicing or start consuming some other customers' data, right? If you see the fundamental standpoint, AI runs or agentic AI or any AI which has come from natural language processing today to agentic AI has always been relied on data. Data could be conversation, data could be tickets, data could be in any shape and form largely. But then if you're trying to consume an enterprise's data, for example, it gets more complex when you're talking about banking, financial services and insurance. I think you need to have a lot of technical coverage, and then you need to have that certified as well. For example, you're talking about authentication mechanisms. You're also talking about mechanism which allows you to mask data and not allow internal departments to get exposure to your end customer data. And second thing is have these certifications in the relevant certification as per your industry in place that give assurance to the opposite party, that's your customers or partners, that their data and everything is safe in your environment, and that eventually builds up trust and governance, in my opinion, from both parties.